Welcome to Talk News. My name is Romeo Gill, and I'm an Indian living in Norway, Oslo, and I'm broadcasting from my boat. And it's about this topic today. Topic today is about the aftermath after the election in the United States, which is definitely not over. And this episode, I'm just calling the disrespect of the mainstream media, how the mainstream media is disrespecting the common man and woman in the United States. And because this is today there was a hearing in Wisconsin where Trump's team, the legal team, has been presenting their legal case for the Senate, for Republican Senate in the state. And last week there was in Pennsylvania. And the thing is, this election is not about Trump anymore. Actually, it's about the truth and about the people. Men and women who has been voluntarily from all regards of life. Some professors from universities, retired professors, some retired people from the army, and also people, young people who is still in their 30s or 20s. They're doing the duty for the country with no pay, and they've been a poll worker and poll watchers that the election was fair and fair play. But the stories I heard today, it's a brave people who is coming forward and telling their stories, what they experienced as a poll worker, and the irregular, the strange thing that happens during their watch. But the mainstream media is not covering that. Even here in Norway, even national stations, newspapers are not covering. And for me, that's just such a disrespect for these people. All women, all men, every way of life, and they're not willing to hear their stories, and which their statement has been. They have given their statement under oath, on which they can also be prosecuted for later if they are telling untrue things, or they're lying, or etc. So they're willing to put their profession, their life on the line for just to tell the truth. But meanwhile, they have been harassed by the Democrat Party and their movement, Antifa movement, and a lot of these people who come forward today, and after this hearing, they was nervous, and but I just tell you, there was brave people. Can you imagine? When the people is standing, are willing to stand to tell their stories, and the mainstream media is not covering that up. Can you imagine when there's an election fraud in other countries, and we want people to stand, come forward, and these Western, especially the Western countries, they love to to be election watchers or observers, where they say this election is in that country, or Nigeria, or in Iraq, or other countries that is not been fair, or there been some election cheating or fraud in the election, but now they are not willing to even to listen to the people. Even the coverage today is like, okay, the Biden has won the last the swing states Arizona, where this hearing was today. But I can tell you, the election is far from over, and these swing states, as I believe, as I listen to all these testimonies today, I'm 110% sure that Trump will be the next president after the next 4 years. And why? Because these people was telling their stories, and where they was treated like, they couldn't speak, and they saw the ballots, and they were like, okay, for one thing, there was a woman and a professor, retired professor from the university. She was telling that there was like 20 tables where they were sitting 2 people, and where they're counting the ballots, and she was like, she had to sit like 20 feet away, or 20 meters. She couldn't see anything, and when she asked questions, there was like she couldn't move freely around. She was like, so it was like very dictatorship, the atmosphere in there, and that was a red line in everyone's testimony. That people was very unfriendly. The other Democrats who was counting the votes, because it's a Democrats area, and it just it's just amazing. But the thing is, why I'm telling you this is not about Trump anymore, because now it's about the people want the truth, what really happened, and Trump, he fired the guy who was ahead of the election, who was actually the head of the whole arrangement of the American election this 2020. And the thing is, like, he was telling this election was the most safest or secure election in the American history, and that is quite astonishing. It's just, and the thing is, and the basic, he said that why it was the securest and the safest election in the American history was based on that none of these machines, Dominion machines, were connected to the internet, and everything was very safe, and so it was not possible to do any machines, or everything was a very controlled environment. But these testimonies, they're telling just the opposite. That they saw ballots, especially these mail-in ballots, and they were coming in from long after the election was over, and they was coming, and they kept coming, and people, even the staff with the counting Democrats who counted, they said, no, probably maybe this is the last batch. No, the day after, there come another 100,000 or 200,000 votes coming in from the mailbox. But the thing, and the testimony of one of the guy who worked in the army, in the cyber security or cyber warfare division in the American forces, he testified that they have been looking at the election from the outside, and they could confirm that it was on the election day and the day after there was a peak in the traffic from the United States to a server in Frankfurt, and that was strange because because this guy who was ahead of the election, he told that there was no, as it was the safest election, there was no internet connection. But I have to I have to stop it here. It's a 10 minutes video, but I will keep on the next video on the second. But in the end, I will just tell it, Trump gonna be is gonna be the president the next 4 years. Next video. Thank you.